Welcome to Wealthy Mind, where we talk about all things finances, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the surprising.
Welcome to Wealthy Mind. I am your host, Misty Rose Gold, International Success Coach. And here at Wealthy Mind, we love to help you create and maintain a wealthy mind. Today, I have with me a returning guest, Mayor Marissa Harmon. Thank you so much for joining us again. I am super excited to have you back on our show.
Thank you so much for inviting me back for a second round. I'm looking forward to it after being mayor for just over a year.
Yes, me too. We've both grown and developed over the last year as professionals, as people, and I am super excited for the Lone Tree update and the Mayor Marissa update.
I'm looking forward to giving it.
Awesome. Well, where would you like to get started? Do you want to talk about Lone Tree updates, Mayor updates, and then
Sure.
personal? How do you want to play that?
Sure, I would love to give some updates. We have been really busy since I was last on the show. In fact, just this year alone, we've had over 25 ribbon cuttings and groundbreakings with a lot of
Wow.
new development and redevelopment, which has been one of my most exciting parts of the job. So, a couple of examples of what we are excited to have coming our way is Jack's. I think we talked briefly about that off of Park Meadows and Yosemite. Capitol Grill coming off of County Line is vertical now. We have a new parking garage at Park Meadows Retail Resort. That's just the
Hmm.
first phase of more phases that include ground floor retail and an activated space. So that's exciting. As we head kind of down through traditional Lone Tree, adjacent to the Safeway, we had two vacant uh, properties. Both are now, one is back open as a Taco Bell, another one is uh, I believe a family-owned and operated Asian restaurant, which is exciting.
Hmm.
On the most asked about property, it was the former Trio property. Formerly, before that, was Bahama Breeze. That is under contract with a restaurant concept called Truck Yard. I went down and visited them, and it's live music and a place and space for everyone with food trucks and a bar and really, really fun different amenities within the restaurant. So we cannot wait for that to open. And
Wow.
then we can't help but look to the east side of I-25 where that greenfield development has now got a whole lot of vertical development. So not to mention all of our housing projects, but City Council approved 128,000 square foot King Supers with additional retail next to it. We've got a diversity of housing, a ton of excitement about a lot of commercial different uses over there. So we can't wait for that to be able to take some more shape. But we can't do that without remaining really safe. And that's always been our
Mhm.
priority, is making sure that our city feels safe and our law enforcement is proactive and community oriented. But we also can't be as successful without great infrastructure. So it's, if you know, if there's, you don't hear a lot about it, it's not the really fun, sexy thing to share about, but it really is the most important. We want people, when they come into the city of Lone Tree, to be able to get where they're going easily and efficiently. And we
Mhm.
continue to invest in our infrastructure. So not only just maintaining our roads and bridges, but we are really excited to have ground broke on a mobility hub. So right near Kiewit, bus staying will be able to pull their buses right on and off the highway in a slip lane, and pedestrians or people that are taking the bus can connect with a 286-foot pedestrian bridge that connects what will one day be the thriving city center to the west side of Lone Tree. So really looking
Wow.
forward to that. It doesn't seem that exciting since there's not any development in the city center, but one day it's going to be a highly used pedestrian bridge. So a really
Okay.
big deal. And none of these projects can be done without great partners. So CDOT, Douglas County, County, Dr.
Mhm.
Cog, Denver South, all of these great partners have helped put some money behind it too to get the project off and running. So can't wait for that. And we also have unique things like the Lone Tree Link that is now expanded to the Douglas County. So you'll see a link on demand cars driving all over our city and our county that's free on demand, door to door transit that gets you wherever you need to go, whether it's a doctor's appointment or maybe Park Meadows Retail Resort or a happy hour with your girlfriends. You have free ride access. So that's a really big deal. We've set a national model, and to see it
Mm.
grow and thrive has been fantastic. So we've got a lot buzzing in the city, and every little component plays a big part into the economic engine we have. And I have to say, it's been the biggest honor to just see a lot of these irons we've had in the fire start to come to light this past year. And of course, none of it's possible without my incredible partners on city council and all of our staff that keep things moving, and a
Mhm.
community that's excited and leans in and is involved, and business owners that want to do business here. So we've been busy, and we've got a whole lot more going on besides that. But
Yes.
I don't want to spend too much time on all the
Mhm.
details because I could nerd out about it for a very long time.
Well, that's a wonderful update in a short amount of time, and I am just so pleased to know that Lone Tree is growing and expanding. Pause. Trifon, edit, please. Mm,
Take your time.
sorry. Whew. Yeah, so I am super excited to know that Lone Tree is growing and expanding, and there's so much potential and room for growth for Lone Tree. It has acreage to utilize, which is nice, and um, just the hustle and the bustle and the development, and I can I can feel the progress when you're speaking about Lone Tree and updating us on what's going on and what's new. And uh, did I hear that Lone Tree is getting a downtown?
Yes, so we have kind of two spaces that I like to kind of point to, but our largest space is the city center at in Lone Tree, and that is the undeveloped parcel of land between Ridgegate and Lincoln Avenue and I-25. It kind of creates a box over there, if you will. The light rail currently stops in the middle of a field, opens its doors, and there's really nothing going on there yet. But
Mhm.
we've got a whole lot of infrastructure underneath the ground over there, and we'll start moving dirt here, I'm sure, shortly, as soon as we have that large anchor that we're looking for that's destination oriented development that will bring in other businesses that can't
Mhm.
won't just survive but will really thrive over there. So one day the Lone Tree City Center light rail stop will stop in the middle of a buzzing downtown area. It's going to be the next big attractor with, you can think of everything from parks and main streets and a festival terrace that will hopefully host farmers markets and hotels and restaurants and businesses, and every aspect of that will play a part in making sure that it's a thriving community. So we can't wait for that to come. But I can't
Mm,
bring that up without bringing out our next closest project, which is the entertainment district. So
mm,
right now, our entertainment district. Is on the cusp of being a great entertainment district. There's been redevelopment opportunities for some significant time now, and what's where off of Yosemite and Park Meadows Drive, where there's a vacant movie theater and some great restaurants over there. But we are looking forward to considering City Council and our Planning Commission to considering this project for redevelopment potential, and basically creating an area where you can go, whether you come from a regional destination or just from our city, but you go and park once, and there's park space and density, but also thriving and busy businesses. So we as a city council have really prioritized this redevelopment opportunity to the top of our list. Is It's the number one asked about project, and what we're going to do
mm,
to really put some breath into the entertainment district. And with
mhm.
Jack's coming and Truck Yard coming,
And they're right next to each other.
and
Jax
they're
is,
basically right next to each other,
yeah.
a couple of businesses in between, and then redevelopment within the movie theater. I think that we have some unlimited unlimited potential in our near future. And I have to say, we are just so excited to be able to create a space where people will want to come and visit. And it once was
Mm.
that years ago. And we really want to re-envision the space now and give that to our community. So looking forward, more to
Mm.
come on that. And one day I know I'll be able to brag about all the great events we're having there and the opportunities that it has created.
Yeah, that's incredible. So I'm happy to know that that space, the old theater, is turning into an event center, and it's within walking distance of Jack's. So when that
Hmm.
opens, it's
Yes,
great
yes.
opportunity there, and
And if we
that's
looked at leaving the movie theater where it was and not looking at an opportunity to demo the movie theater and have, an enhanced corridor of space in between that and the businesses, we were looking at spaces that were maybe a gym or a church that wanted to use the theater as is. And that really is not what the vision of the entertainment district has ever been. And so now to
Mhm.
have a really large national developer that's looking at this property and adding more commercial space, I think is a big deal.
Oh, that'll be incredible. When it's finished, I can't wait.
Yes, you're invited. You are invited.
Yes. I want to come to the ribbon cutting.
Love it. You're on the list.
Good. That's excellent. Wow, incredible. Oh, a lot happening in Lone Tree. This is amazing. I love to see development. I love to see businesses growing and thriving. And when the businesses grow and thrive, the city that they're in grows and thrives too, right? So
Right.
it all works together. You know that. You're a business owner on top of being the mayor.
I could not agree more. I mean, really, we continue. I think one thing that myself, my partners on council, our staff, and our community is really recognized is making sure you have a balance. So you can't have thriving businesses if you just have businesses and no residential to support it. Or if you have
Mm,
too much residential and no businesses, then you don't have access to businesses to support the city. And so it's just this balance that you're always trying to make sure you're hitting of the proper density that supports the businesses, but
mm,
also a diversity of businesses and price points and opportunities and hotels along with commercial spaces where we have large employer headquarters here. And I mean, every piece of those plays a part. And all of that, rolls back to just our priorities, from safety and infrastructure and making sure that we have smart growth and access to arts and cultural and parks and
mm.
creating just this vibrant community. Every slice of the pie makes a really big difference.
Mm. Yeah, you talked about housing. I see a lot of new beautiful townhomes popping up in Lone Tree. I'm just like, wow, they're so attractive, you know? It's beautiful to watch the development happen.
Well, I'm so happy to have you mention that. That housing, all of the mayors and regionally and quite frankly statewide, we have been very concerned in the housing shortage, which has driven up cost of housing, and then the almost the evaporation of condos and attached townhomes have really created
Mm.
another that first and last time home buyer have had a lot of challenges not being able to have access to that. You can't jump into your first house at $1.2 million or
Right.
probably not. And so we really the diversity of housing and what we offer has been of utmost importance. And happy to say we have two incredible home builders in the city of Lone Tree. One is local and one is Thrive that are locals offering condos on the east side of Lone Tree and two different townhome projects. Thrive is offering townhome attached products. So it becomes this lower price point that
Hmm.
people can get into and have lower maintenance living. So really big deal to be able to have those within our city and showing its utmost importance of the diversity of housing within the city of Lone Tree.
Yeah, I love it. It gives me hope for the housing community because, like you said, there's a shortage of the lower end pricing, and the townhomes that you guys are building are beautiful. So,
Thank you. I agree.
yeah, love it, love it. And it's the ones that I'm talking about are near Monk and Mongoose,
Hmm.
near the hospital, that area. So
Yep.
it's, yeah, amazing.
We have a whole lot of housing coming, and actually, Monk and Mongoose just opened their second location this weekend
Hmm.
in the Avra Apartments on the east side of I-25. It's gorgeous. So if you haven't stopped in there yet, you have to. The windows are just floor to ceiling and great light and fun to be able to see a business already so busy because you have all of the housing and density around it to support it.
I haven't been yet, but I did see that it opened.
Yeah. Well, enjoy.
Yes, I will go check it out when I get a chance. It'll be their third location that I'm aware of,
Yes,
so
yep, exactly.
good
Second
for
Lone Tree
them.
location, third location overall.
Yeah, very cool. So there's a couple of things that I wanted to talk about with you that I found interesting in our pre-interview this year. You partner with 38 other mayors in Colorado,
Hmm.
forming the Metro Mayor Caucus.
Correct.
Let's talk about that. Like, this is a cool education piece for everybody listening. What
Sure.
is it? What do you guys do?
Sure, I would love to talk about it. So, as mayor, there's a number of different boards and committees that I serve on, and actually, all of my partners on council serve on. We've got about maybe 25 of these boards that we dice up. Some are mayor only roles, and some are anybody can serve. So, one of these boards that I am assigned to is called the Metro Mayor's Caucus. So, it's 38 total mayors, so 37 other mayors, and I come together every other month to talk about challenges and opportunities that we see regionally. It's a nonpartisan group, really important to keep the partisanship out of our local governments, and really has just become a group of my near and dear friends that you can lean on because you have everybody from brand new, baby mayors, we say, all the way
Mhm.
to, really experienced mayors. And so it's so nice to be able to show up in that room and say, oh, geez, I had this going on. Do you have any advice on how to tackle this issue? Or have you
Mhm.
ever seen this before? And not only is that a component of building strong relationships with our mayors, but we also get a lot of education. And so we have all sorts of presentations, whether it's cybersecurity or ballot initiatives or CDOT to RTD. We cover it all in making sure that us mayors have all the information we need to make the best informed decisions, not only as a Metro Mayor's Caucus, but when we go back to our own council. We also have an arm of our Metro Mayor's Caucus that really partners with the state legislator or works to partner with the state legislator, and whether that's pushing through bills or playing defense on different bills, just to make sure that it's in the best interest for the municipalities. So it's a
Mhm.
great, a heavy arm when you show up to testify under the Golden Dome and say that you have support of 38 mayors to be there. So, whether it's myself or anybody else on the caucus speaking, I mean, to have 38 mayors supporting what the message you're delivering carries a lot of weight. So there's that aspect of what we do at the Metro Mayor's Caucus. And then there's I would say the third pillar is we have a bunch of subcommittee groups that are created: homeless, housing and homelessness, sustainability, transportation. In this April, as I've gotten familiar within my 1 year being a mayor, I've really
Mhm.
seen an opportunity for the Metro Mayor's Caucus to lean in on how we can become more business friendly. As I shared with you in our last podcast, I'm a business owner. I've owned roots in Maine for 8 years. I've been working behind the chair as a hairstylist for 22 years, which is kind of crazy to be able to say out loud. But in a year that our state is facing a $1.2 billion budget shortage, what can we do as mayors to add to our budget instead of, playing defense? And so I
Mm.
I sat down with our 37 other mayors and pitched an idea called VIBE, Vitality in Business and Economy.
Mhm.
And really, the goal is to set a better vibe in our region to attract and retain businesses of all shapes and sizes. And so I asked the caucus for support to create a 10 mayor task force, and was so excited that all the mayors were equally as excited as I was to pitch this idea. We have a lot of business owners on the caucus, but we also have a lot of people with a ton of experience. So we diversified our caucus, geographically and size-wise, and put together this 10 mayor task force that really sat down and wanted to have some strategic goals. So when we sat down at our first meeting, we created three different goals. Our first goal was for all of us mayors to ask our community development directors and our economic development directors to fill out a survey answering the questions of what are best practices that you have heard that work really well in your city? Of course, are there challenges and where are there opportunities? And The economic development piece is really important because those are the people that are working to attract the businesses. The community development group is really important because once you are interested in a city, that's who you're meeting down with, whether it's the building department or making sure your exterior of your building conforms with the guidelines that the city has set, whether in the comprehensive plan, zoning documents, design guidelines. And so both play a really important role in making sure if your business chooses to do business in our city or in any municipality, that they are well supported. And so they really are the people and the staff that have the information to say, oh, I've faced a lot of challenges because, we face barriers here. One example that I know that our staff shared on this survey was something very simple. We're really hoping to create an information sharing toolkit so that all the mayors can take this toolkit back to their cities and say, here are the practices. But
Mhm.
when I was touring local homes, have as I mentioned earlier, condos and townhomes in the city of Lone Tree, which is a really big deal. It's the first condo project we've had in a lot of years in the city of Lone Tree. I was walking the model homes with the owner and the superintendent. And the superintendent said, I want to tell you something. Did you know that I've run the projects all over Colorado. Did you know the city of Lone Tree is the only city that when your inspector shows up on site to inspect, he calls me and we walk the property together. That does not happen in any other municipality except for Lone Tree. And he
Amazing.
said, let me explain why that's such a big deal. Whether the outcome is the same or different if we're walking it together, he's like, it feels like we're doing it together. We're having reasonable conversations.
Mhm.
Typically, an inspector could just show up, do the inspection, leave, and hand their staff the paperwork of what they need to do, fix, correct. But he's like, when we walk it together, I really feel like we have better solution at the end. And whether the outcome is the same, I feel like you guys are reasonable and friendly and want to have the conversations as we walk the property together. And that's something that we'll share in the toolkit because all of our other municipalities could be doing the same thing. It's not an added cost. Yes, it's a little extra effort from our inspectors,
Mhm.
but let's all show up regionally to have these best practices. So my hope is that this toolkit that we're creating from all of our surveys, we'll be able to information share with other municipalities and make sure lessons learned are, nobody's reinventing the wheel here. And so if we can all lean in together and be in it for the best of each other, I think that's really impactful. And then step two would be including the private sector, chambers of commerce, lobbyists, housing coalitions, everybody kind of outside the mayor bucket and see, what are best practices, where are challenges, and what can we do to be as business friendly as possible. And then the third step would be to really work to build a strong relationship with our legislator and our new governor, which will be seated, of course, next November, or elected next November, excuse me. And I think we have a great opportunity to say, hey, these are what the mayors are doing to be able to show that we are working together and let's all work together for the best of our future in our region. And instead of playing just defense at the state legislature, let's be proactive and make sure that we have good bills that are coming through that are supporting our municipality. So so excited about this task force. Of course, it's getting great statewide attention as we continue to talk about it and get really excited about the opportunity for regional collaboration is, I think, a key component to this. And it's been fun to see where there is a problem, come up with a solution and be flexible and working towards really having best practices throughout the region.
Well, I fully support everybody working together.
Yeah.
So it makes it a richer experience if it's a housing development, if it's your 38 mayors with your mayor caucus. It's kind of like a mastermind. So I run a mastermind group, and um, it's a richer experience, a much more productive experience, and you're able to go further when you have a collective
Mhm.
mind that is
Mhm.
working toward the same goal, which is the mastermind concept. So when you were talking about the 38 mayors coming together, I'm like, cool, it's a mayor mastermind.
Yes, exactly. I'm going to steal that. I love that.
You can steal it. It just shows me that it's going to be more effective with you
Mhm.
all meeting together and working together instead of individual islands, right? That's where we get tripped up. It doesn't matter what profession we're in. It doesn't matter if you're in government. It doesn't matter if you're a business owner or if you're in corporate. It does not matter. If you're trying to do it as an island, you're only looking at it from your perspective.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
that's where we get in trouble. So everything is richer, in my opinion, when we're doing it with other people that are moving toward the same goal.
I could not agree more. And I really do feel like, you know, rising tide, all of our ships are rising, and that's really important for us regionally. You know, I we're successful when Centennial's successful. Like for example, when they landed the National Women's Soccer League first field in the region, I think that's a big deal for us. You know, being adjacent to the city of Centennial, and when Castle Rock opens up some really great thriving businesses in Main Street, we all succeed because of that. And so I feel like, you know, we're not cannibalizing each other. We're just elevating each other and making
Mhm.
sure that we're working, you know, in lockstep together towards a common goal. And our North Star is all the same. We may not agree on exactly how to all get there, but the fact
Hmm.
that we're all focused on where we're headed and how we want to be a place and a space where we're attracting all sorts of businesses. And that means on the national scale that when people talk about Colorado and the Front Range region, that they're saying, I want to go there and do business because they're
Mhm.
open for business, they're great partners, and they're doing everything they can to make sure that these businesses are successful, whether it's a corporate campus or a small coffee shop. We want to make sure everything in between has success.
Well, what you guys are doing gives me more confidence in the state that I love and that I call home. And, again, apart from individual beliefs, the fact that you guys are able to put aside differences and work together for the common good, it's amazing. So, anybody that does not live in Colorado that's listening to this episode, y'all should check us out because it's amazing. And I'm not sure what other governments are doing this or states that are coming together in this way to work together instead of trying to be those islands, right? Like that was the political climate for most of my life
Mhm,
was every politician was an island of their own. So
mhm.
this is different. Things are changing, times are changing, and it's amazing to watch and be a part of. And I so appreciate knowing you and getting the inside scoop on stuff that we wouldn't know about otherwise. So really important and the honor, and it's a special experience to just sit down and talk with you. And uh, like when you first mentioned the Mayor Caucus to me, I was like, oh, brilliant. This is
I
very
thought the same.
cool. We have to talk about this on the podcast because the general public doesn't know that it
Right.
exists.
Right. Oh, I couldn't agree more. And you know what I would love to say to you too is, you know, in a time in our world where partisanship is at its all-time high, I believe, and the divide is greater than it's ever been, I really do feel like we all agree on more than we disagree on. And so
Mm.
if we're focused on where we agree and build on that, that's really where the big success comes from. That's where collaboration comes. That's where you have positive impact, strong relationships. I mean, the success really lies within that. And so it's been an honor to be able to serve in this role as mayor and really champion that mindset throughout and bring people together. And I have to say that whether it's the Metro Mayor's Caucus or any of the other boards I serve on, I show up with that same mentality. And it really has just changed the dynamic of, you know, the impact that we're able to make. And I think that it's going to make a significant difference in the long run if we can tip the scale in the right way now.
Yes, definitely. So I have to say something personal for you. Uh, I learned recently from Mayor Marissa that she got some hate mail about the potential Broncos Stadium coming to Lone Tree. And all I have to say is you guys need to fucking stop. Like, she's a human being, okay? Maybe in politics, yes, but she's also a human being. And this is me loving on her and protecting her. Um, the hate mail is ridiculous. It is uncalled for. If you don't agree with something, that's okay. Have at it. Have a conversation with her. Send her an email. She will talk you through it. She will listen to your complaints, whatever those are. But the hate mail, inappropriate. She got hate mail at her house. Not okay. Yeah, this is to the public. You need to check yourself. If you're somebody that sends those nasty comments on social media, or if you're somebody that's willing to write a letter that's not posted, that's not There's no return address, there's no name. If you're not willing to own the hate at least, don't. It's such a coward move to me, you know? Like if they have a beef with you, they can call you. They can get on your calendar and set up a meeting. They can email you like, come on. It's an issue in our society these days.
Mhm.
And I was very upset when you told me that you got that hate mail and you just don't deserve it. You're the type of politician that everybody needs to be. You are the person in government that everybody should strive to be that is in that role because you work for the greater good. You're not just here for yourself. And anybody that may have sent Mayor Marissa that hate mail and you're hearing this message, she's an amazing human being, and you need to rethink that before you do it again. So, my
Well,
personal protection of you.
you're so sweet. Back to being part of the Metro Mayor's Caucus. It's really good to be in a room with mayors that everybody's kind of seen it all. They're like, oh yeah, I've gotten that too. And I guess I was surprised at how many mayors and elected officials have received. We all get the emails of people that don't agree, and that's actually I welcome that, and I want to hear where we depart in our thinking, and it helps me think outside the box. And I'm always willing to show up to every meeting, coffee, whether it's on the council dais or with a one-on-one resident or in a large group, with the understanding I could be wrong in my thinking. And that's okay. I'm very
Mhm,
comfortable in thinking, being open and flexible in my way of thinking.
mhm,
As you mentioned, this was kind of a hot topic. I have to say, I was newly elected mayor, and shortly after, was invited to sit down with the Broncos organization to talk about what a potential stadium in the city of Lone Tree would look like. Now, many people would say, "I can't even believe you took, the call or the meeting." And my response to that is, as a city, you never ever deny any opportunity of any sort of development. You are always open and flexible with your thinking. And to me, I saw a lot of great opportunity and also, quite frankly, a lot of challenges that
mhm,
everyone shared with me, whether it was the traffic concerns or, what kind of people it could attract or how that would look and feel. And would that change our city and what made us our city? But also, I saw some great opportunity. I am a small business owner, and I know that small businesses can only thrive when there are people and density around them. And when you have a destination oriented development, these businesses would be so successful. So that was something that I was, of course, the stadium is exciting, and the potential to partner with the Broncos organization, is exciting and challenging all in the same breath. But I've really tried to take this holistic view of the opportunities and challenges, and talk that through with their leadership, which was an incredible experience. I can't speak highly enough about the Broncos organization and their leadership, and how they show up. We always knew that Denver, they wanted to remain in Denver, and that was their number one choice. And we were very comfortable with being second choice. And it really gave us an opportunity to look at the big picture and see, what do we want to anchor development in this Lone Tree City Center for our future, and to create a space that residents and regionally people will want to come visit. And so, though the
mm,
Broncos in the end preferred site selected was Burnham Yards in Denver, I think it really put the national eyes and development opportunities on a national scale for what could be. And, we don't know what that will be quite yet. We have a couple of exciting irons in the fire that I can't talk about quite yet, but I will say, I think the opportunity, we looked at it as a win-win no matter what, and really just honored to even be considered as one of their locations, and want to listen to the residents, of course, along the way. The challenge becomes before a site is ever selected, and this is the same with any development across um, the state, our municipality, the city of Lone Tree, or any other municipality, is that typically development wants to come and meet with the mayor or council to say, hey, do you have an appetite for what we're thinking for development? And this is anything, whether you're talking about housing or commercial space or restaurants. And they want to make sure before they spend any money or get involved that, okay, this, we could see a path forward or this could work. And so what happens is before they officially submit their project or make a decision, it's you're really trying to determine where the fit is and how the fit
Mm,
would be. And
mm.
that's where, it started to get some press going forward. That was pretty incredible. I was talked about on all sorts of different things and words were put in my mouth. I'm like, that is how you came up with the game of telephone when we were younger, is looking at what message the press would pick out of your words. I tried to keep everything typed and as succinct as possible. And still, they misinterpreted a few things I said, but which is no bad or ill intention, of course, but I
Mhm,
think continue to get residents feeling uneasy about, especially residents that saw more concern than benefit with a potential stadium, and hence the mail started rolling in, and I was quite surprised when I went to my mailbox and opened up a letter that was not very kind to my home,
mhm, mhm,
and I don't want to give it a ton of energy, but I would just say I'm an open book. You can access my phone number and my email address, and meet with me. And like I said, I'm always open to hear another perspective and a differing perspective, and have great conversation around it. And we may disagree at the end of the day, or you may open my eyes to something I didn't think of. And I think all of that a part is of effective leadership in this local
mhm,
government role. And so
mhm,
I would just encourage everybody, we are people. I'm a mom, I'm a business owner, I'm a human in this. And so, you can deliver the message in a way that isn't
mhm.
attacking or uncomfortable, I guess.
Yes, find a better way to do it so I don't have to cuss you out again.
I love how protective you are, so thank you for protecting me. I appreciate that. But I know.
You don't deserve it. You don't
Yeah.
deserve that
Uh,
treatment.
And no one does. And, I know when you step into a role like this, you're opening yourself up to, any sort of criticism,
Hmm.
whatever level it is. And I'm very comfortable with
Hmm.
that. And that's okay. It's part of the job, as everyone would say. But, that's such a minimal part of the job. I would say 99.9% of the job is so fulfilling. And I feel like we're making a great impact. And every decision we make, I take very seriously. And I always ask myself, is this the best for the residents that we're serving, the businesses that are operating here, and the future of our city? And that is consistently the question that City Council asks themselves, and we have staff ask themselves as we look to, whether it's development, redevelopment, or any other issue, that we are really working for the best of our community, and nobody has ill intent at all. And so it's just, when things go awry or people disagree, it's like, okay, let's just focus on what we can do to make the situation as best as we can. And sometimes there isn't an answer, and other times there is. So it's been a great learning experience over this past year and a year and a half actually now, which is crazy. And we've
Uh-huh.
had some big contentious meetings and some challenging circumstances, but I still at the end of the day feel absolutely honored to be able to have the opportunity to serve in this role as mayor, and
Mm.
just pour my heart into what we're doing.
Thank you for what you do. You have grown so much as a person and a leader, and
Oh,
I
thank you.
have so much respect for you. How you handle this, how you handle the pressure of being a mayor, how you handle all the good stuff, all the not so fun stuff, and everything in between. You you've really settled into your role, and I can tell that you're handling it with grace. I know that you're handling it with a good mindset, and you're calm internally, and you're just like, you know what? I was built for this. So I admire how you've grown. I admire what you're doing. I admire what you take on every single day. I know what it is to be in a position of leadership myself and to deal with different things, different days, and lots of different things on some days. And being able to take it in stride and just, roll with the punches type of situations. So, as you've been talking, I'm just like, wow.
Oh, thank you
Uh,
so much.
she's clearly built for it because when we're built for the specific role that we're in, we can handle it. Yes, we have our
Mhm.
challenges, but we
Mhm.
can handle it. So I wouldn't want your role, but I'm sure you don't
I'll
want
take it.
mine.
I said, I can't remember if I shared this with you last time, but we say it's like our city manager, he's like the CEO of the city.
Mm,
He says it's like a box of chocolates. And for me, it's like sometimes you get the coconut, the one I don't like, and sometimes you get the caramel, the one that I love. And so,
mm,
and oftentimes in a conversation, you have both. And so we're like, okay, here's the hard one, here's the coconut and here's the caramel. And try to just keep ourselves moving in a forward positive position, and
mm,
that is what keeps us going in the right direction as a city.
mm. Are you proud of yourself?
I am very proud of myself. Yeah, I have to
Yeah.
say, reflecting back on the last year and a half, watching who I was when I first started as mayor, and I
Hmm.
can't help but think about who I was on the planning commission, who I was on city council when I decided to run for mayor, when I was elected mayor, after my one of my hardest meetings of all time, who I became, and really where I am now. I reflect back and think, man, I have done what I said I'm going to do, and that's lead with my heart and bring people together as much as possible. Focus on, the positive, and just try to keep moving forward. But the only way I've been able to do that is building strong relationships and with
Mm,
everybody that I come across. And that's, the kid at the grocery store that, says, "Are you the mayor?" Or, the woman at Starbucks that's serving me a coffee, or when I'm
hmm.
sitting down and having big regional conversations about the success of RTD, or, what we're going to do at the state legislature, every relationship is so critical, and not just talking business, but really understanding what drives people, and why do
Hmm.
they feel like their initiatives are impactful. And once you understand that, you can really understand how to get behind them and support them if needed, and so forth. And so that part has been the greatest honor, is just building really strong relationships with everybody that I come across. I love people, obviously. I mean, that's why I'm
Yeah,
a hairstylist. I think it's my favorite thing to do, is meet people and get to know them in their hearts. And of course, making sure that we're all working together for the betterment of our state.
mm. Well, I'm super glad that you're proud of yourself because
Thank you.
I'm proud of you. I
Well,
am
thanks.
just, yeah, I met you 2 months into this position. So
I remember that. So I've come a long way since then.
we both have. And
Yes.
I'm glad that you're celebrating yourself. And I encourage that everyone does that, not just women, but men too. Everybody needs to be proud of themselves for the things that they've accomplished and what they've created. And
Mhm.
yeah. I am I'm proud of you. I am honored and I am in awe of
Oh,
who
thank
you've
you.
become along the way. So,
Thank you, Misty. A lot more
yes.
work to do and a lot more success to be had. And,
Hmm.
I think it's really important to take the moments to celebrate some big successes, and, continue to set goals that you're reaching for and you're working for, and leaving no stone unturned until you hit those.
Definitely. I agree. That's the driver side of my personality
Yes.
too.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah, we're good people. We care about people, but I also know that you have that driver side of your personality. I have the driver side of my personality, and it's like, I am not going to stop until this is done,
Mhm.
checked off the list.
Yes, exactly.
That's what
Couldn't
it
agree
takes.
more.
It definitely is good. Well, you are the right recipe for the mayor of Lone Tree, and I'm sure the city of Lone Tree is grateful to have you.
Thank you.
Do you have any parting words for the audience?
I just want to say, I think every one of us just continues to want to lead in your own way. And I hope that anybody listening, finds the drive inside of them, that whatever leadership looks like to you, and leading with love in your heart, I think is really impactful. And taking time to pause to make sure you're taking care of yourself, and supporting your village of people around you, and letting them support you when you need it, I think is probably one of the most impactful lessons I've learned in the last last year, and making sure that you can lean on others too. So I encourage everybody listening to do that, and to try to show up every day with some excitement or passion and something that you find that fills your bucket, because really that's when the best work is done, when you can really use that passion and energy for the good of our world.
Well said. Now, if people want to reach out to you, what is Lone Tree's website?
Yep, cityoflonetree.com. You can always look me up, and my email address and my phone number are on there. And of course, you can find all about what's going on in the city of Lone Tree. We have all of our information on there, whether it's redevelopment or festival events that are happening in the city. You can find it all there. But ever have any questions or anything I can help with, always feel free to reach out.
And Mayor Marissa is a great speaker, so if you guys are interested, you can reach out for that purpose too. Well, thank you very much, and I look forward to next year when we get to do an update again. So we'll have a lot to talk about, I'm sure. Thank you so much for your time today.
Absolutely. Thank you again for having me on the show. It's always a pleasure to be able to share all the exciting things we have going on.
You're welcome. All right, audience. This has been a wonderful conversation with Mayor Marissa. I hope you've enjoyed it. And until next time, we will see you soon.
Thank you for tuning in to the Wealthy Mind podcast. Please be sure to download the Wealthy Mind app today and make sure to support your local Dress for Success.